Explosive diarrhea, having asthma.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 3DXO podcast. My name is Ray. You can find me over on Twitter and Twitch at RAY200123. Also, if you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. It also helps as far as encourage us to put more content out. With me, as always, my co-host D. D, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
Oh, you caught me off. You caught me off guard with that one, man. Anyway, I'm a little under the weather, so you may hear me slurping when my cough drop. And D's giving me shit for that, but but before I continue, as far as I do want to give us a couple shout outs to some people out there that have been supporting us lately. To Def, to Chris, Lady Soldier, Rudimentary, your weird ass. We appreciate you as far as weird comments. But anyway, we'll start with the card.
Mom, thank you very much.
There you go. Starting as far as the card, we did have Money in the Bank as far as ladder match. That was the first match of the night. Going into this, we did have LA Knight as a favorite as a minus 325. We both went split on this one. I went Logan Paul, who was a plus 125 favorite. I believe you picked LA Knight, and the third favorite we all agree was a three-man race with Damian Priest being the third favorite here. Ultimately, I do want to get into as far as the card. I do want to give a shout out to Logan Paul. The dude is just awesome, man. Like, just enough said. The guy is just, he's tackled this as far as went into his head on, and he's really as far as relished in as far as in his role. In the short amount of time that he's been wrestling, he's been phenomenal. The guy is athletically gifted. He belongs with the rest of them. He gets a lot of heat. He plays perfect to the role, but just fantastic. There was a lot of high spots in this match. Logan Paul did have a couple of them here. I do have a high spot with him going over as far as, I think it was his frog splash over Damian Priest on the ladder. Another one as far as him and Ricochet was just jumping all over the place like freaking fleas.
That looked awful.
Yeah, but the one that you're talking about was the botch viral spot where LA Knight pushed the ladder and Ricochet tried on the top rope. LA Knight pushed the ladder too hard where Logan kind of misplaced his footing and he kind of got on the second rope and he said, and they both said, fuck it, they're just going to jump in there. They look like they went head on into the tables that are laid outside, but horrible. It was supposed to be as far as like a viral spot, but it was a botch spot. But they were both lucky that it was not any serious injuries, kind of like referring to, what's his name from AEW, Dante Martin, who just had a horrific ankle break, which I think he's going to take like an entire year to recover from. But ultimately, Damian Priest, as far as win the match, they were kind of teasing LA Knight to get the spot. The LA Knight was 1,000% had the crowd's like full support. London really wanted him to win, and they were kind of teasing him that I thought he was going to win, but they did as far as put the heat on Damian Priest. Damian Priest is El Senor in the bank. He is your winner. But overall, he is El Senor Banco in the Banco, I think is what it's called. But any thoughts on this match, D?
Yeah, I think they fucking cucked me. I thought LA Knight was gonna win. I picked LA Knight. I had him the whole damn way. And then all of a sudden they want to fuck me at the end and give it to Damian Priest. I'm not mad at it, but damn, bro, really?
Oh no, you thought you were pissed, but wait till the next match. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think they gave him the briefcase to set up another angle with Judgment Day. But we'll get to that later. Because
I get it. That don't mean I'm happy about it.
I'm not either happy with either. But the next angle that, well, I'll get to that as far as the Judgment Day angle. So we'll see what happens here. Next match we have was the Ronda and Shayna Baszler match going against Raquel Gonzalez and Liv Morgan. Shayna was
lock of the night,
dude,
huh?
minus 10,000 favorite.
Lock of the night, huh?
Liv and Raquel plus 1,100. Man, you know what? For the most part, like Shayna and Ronda dominated this match. They did put a lot of the heat on Liv because they were beating our ass, but Liv Morgan looked so damn fine. But Liv and Raquel did make as far as a short comeback. There was this crazy spot where Raquel powerbombed Liv Morgan outside of the ring onto Shayna and Ronda. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, she uses that girl like a rag doll.
Dude, I don't understand that. Like they hit come up with something better. Like seriously,
Liv looks like she loves it too.
I mean, her eyes is a little crazy, but there was as far as it looks like Ronda was looking as far as to close out the match. But, and here's the reason why D was laughing, Shayna decided to turn on Ronda for whatever fucking reason. And
you
Shayna,
got fucked that time.
I got fucked is what I got, bro. My God, bro. I was like, why? And it just came out of the blue. Overall, and I didn't understand. I actually quoted or tweeted to Andrew Zarian. Andrew Zarian said, like, this was the plan all along. But why the fuck didn't they? You know what? Forget it. Anyway. Regardless, Shayna just beat the shit out of Ronda, choked her out. Yeah, we have new champions. You have Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez. I don't give a fuck, honestly. Raquel Gonzalez, Raquel Rodriguez, whatever her name is, whatever. They're the champions.
You sound angry,
dude,
bro.
I got fucked on my lock of the night. Like, I was debating on them or Gunther. I should have went with Gunther, but whatever.
Like me?
You're the smarter one, obviously. So.
No, not with my picks. I wasn't.
Oh, that's another thing too. We kind of scrapped by. That's another thing I should bring up. We had a rough night on some of these picks, but we'll get a little bit more into the Excel sheet that D provided earlier, and I'll have that at the end. But any thoughts on this match overall?
I mean, I just have to disagree with you when you said Ronda and Shayna were dominating for most of the match. Shayna dominated the entire match because she choked out Ronda and left.
I guess. She
didn't get dominated at all. Shayna looked like $1 million, and I'm happy about it. It's about time she looked like NXT Shayna.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so I guess before I move on, so overall, Ronda's time in WWE is kind of coming up. That was the plan ultimately, but I think from what I heard, I think Garrett Gonzalez brought this up a little bit. Where they said, no, was it Garrett, I believe? Yeah, Garrett and Dave were talking about like that Ronda's time was kind of coming up. I guess she was like she got into wrestling because of Shayna Baszler, and that she's kind of just paying back Shayna as far as to get her over. There's likely going to be a match with Shayna and Ronda at SummerSlam. I don't give a damn about that match, to be honest, but I think Shayna should win on that one. I'll just put an early prediction. Lock it in, brother. Anyway. Move on to the next match. This one was a much better match. It was Gunther versus Matt Riddle. I think, Gunther was a minus 10,000 favorite as well. Riddle being a plus 1,200. At the time, I didn't care much about it, but I had low expectations. But it was a great match. It was very physical. Matt Riddle's very talented, but he's very obnoxious. Prior to that, there was, as far as some rumblings with Randy Orton possibly showing up prior to the pay-per-view starting. There were betting odds with Randy being out there as a possibility of him showing up. Ultimately, it was a physical match, but Gunther, I think Gunther dominated this match for the most portion of this there. But Riddle had his moments, he had his spots. But what a great match! There was this one spot, and I do have a visual for this. They were working Matt Riddle's ankle, and Gunther chopped his foot. Me and D were watching this as far as on a watch along, and my comment, I think D caught me when I said, like, who chops a foot? And he chops him, pins him, and Gunther retains. Gunther is your winner, and no Randy Orton on this one. So there was, as far as a run-in there where Drew McIntyre did show up. He made his comeback. Last time he was there was at WrestleMania, I believe, with the three-way. That was another fantastic match. But overall, as far as that was the last time he returned, it does set up a match with him, Gunther and Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. There was, as far as a spot here where I think, I believe it was Drew McIntyre that headbutted Gunther, and he just laid him out, and he kind of held the title. So pretty much teasing a preview matchup at SummerSlam. But any takeaways from this match?
I just need to correct you real quick that Gunther won by submission.
Was it submission? See, man, I was.
Yeah, he chopped the foot and then submitted him with the chopping the foot.
Oh, that's right. It was a crap. See, man, I've been so jacked up with this damn cold. Like my memory's like foggy. So that's why I have D on here. He's usually will correct me when I'm wrong.
Overall, I think that Gunther / Walter is right now one of the best. So.
Oh yeah,
I'm not mad with his Intercontinental title reign. I'm glad that he's getting it. I'm glad that he's making the title prestigious. I like Matt Riddle, but I you know how I feel about when they, especially with the way they make Matt Riddle feel like a dumbass at times. I don't like it. I like intelligent wrestlers. I hate it when they try to make him seem like the stupid stoner. So he can go in the ring. Other than that, I really don't have much. I was surprised at the match to begin with. It seems like they just threw it on there to have him on the, to have Gunther on the card. But overall, the match was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed him getting chopped on the foot, because who would want to be chopped by Gunther anywhere? Like, I wouldn't want to be chopped on my pinky toe from Gunther, let alone my goddamn foot on my chest. Shit. But overall, I think that the match was good. I think that when you have two workers like that, you have to expect great things.
Well, I assume we're gonna probably get these two at SummerSlam, but I just hope we hold off on Austin Theory. It's another another pay per view without no Austin Theory. So I'm
Maybe at SummerSlam we'll get Randy to come
you
back
talking
and
about Riddle?
yeah, that's what Riddle calls Randy Orton.
Oh my
Randy.
god.
Yeah, like I said, very annoying, bro.
Well, SummerSlam is looking to shape up real nice, so we'll have some more matches coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure it'll be McIntyre Gunther from. That's what I'm predicting for SummerSlam.
that should be a banger. That's for damn sure.
They
Um,
always put on bangers.
oh, absolutely, yeah. But love Gunther. But moving on, to the next match we did have as far as Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Cody Rhodes was a minus 450 favorite against Dom plus 275. This was another one that we kind of swung and missed, but we did specifically say me and D had as far as Dom going over, mainly only if Brock interfered. Brock was not at this pay per view. I do have as far as a graphic where Cody is dragging Dominic Mysterio back to the ring after after Cody took off his titanium sleeve that made Dominic run, and Cody had to go chase him and get him back. But I mean, ultimately, there was nothing special about this match. I mean, Cody pretty much won the match. He went over. Cody is your victor here. Surprisingly, like I said, no Brock Lesnar, but Lesnar did show up the night after on Raw. But any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, this is stupid. The whole story is Cody dealing with adversity. There was no adversity here for him to overcome. It's fucking Dominic Mysterio. What is he overcoming? And then you don't have anybody interfering. What, Rhea Ripley was supposed to be the one to be interfering in the match? It was pointless. If you weren't going to have Brock Lesnar come out and beat his ass and cost him the match, I don't get the point of you putting them on the match. Yes, Dominic gets a little bit of exposure. He gets to go up against Cody. He gets to rub. Whatever the fuck they want to say. There's no reason why you should have had Cody in this match because it does nothing. It did nothing to further his storyline. Nobody thought that Dominic would beat him in a straight up match. And the fact that you have this and you don't even have Brock Lesnar to come out in London, it's just like, come on. Brock Lesnar must have said it doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah,
I'm not crossing the pond. You can hold that bullshit to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, he showed up like it sounded like Cody was out there to go challenge Seth for the title, but I'm thinking now, can he kill two birds with one stone and have Cody and Brock continue their feud with a triple threat with Seth? Because Seth really has nobody, but I guess we'll get to Seth in a bit. But do you think it's gonna be one with Cody and Brock Lesnar?
Yes, I don't see Cody challenging Seth for the title. I still see Cody going for Roman. Because then if he doesn't go for Roman, what's the point? You had him build up all of this momentum. You had him lose. He's now supposed to go through adversity. If he goes through the adversity to not go against Roman, but to go against somebody who he could have already had beat for the who he's already can beat for the title, what's the point? That's just how I feel. I think it would be a waste either way it looks bad. I think that if he goes through the adversity, comes back up, and after that bad loss to Roman, and now he can beat Roman because Roman doesn't have the bloodline, and he beats him 1v1 and he gets the pin. Oh, that's great. But if you just have him beat Seth, it's basically he's winning the we couldn't beat Roman title. That's how I look at it. And to put him in that kind of position is kind of messed up. For that, he could have stayed in AEW and got booed. Just saying.
I guess we'll revisit that like during SummerSlam and see what they do, because I'm not too sure what they're gonna do with Seth. But I suspect Cody and Brock will probably go one-on-one. I think they are trying to come up with a gimmick match for SummerSlam, but time will tell. So we'll take a look. Yeah,
Brock Lesnar don't seem to be going for that shit.
That doesn't work for me, brother. That's a
not
lot
at
all. All right, move on to this next segment. We had as far as a wild John Cena appear. Man, Cena was over with this crowd when his music hit. This crowd showed some appreciation to him, but they were happy to see him. And I'm glad.
Before you continue, was I the only one who got hit in the feels when we saw John Cena come out? When I heard that music, I kind of popped just a little bit.
Oh yeah, man. I
popped.
I'm a dude. Going back to like John Cena, I hated John Cena at the time. He's one of he's the reason why I stopped watching wrestling.
Really?
And the Young Bucks were the reasons why I got back into wrestling. Yeah, dude. Like when I told my buddy, and I'll do a short story here. I had my buddy the Bear, and I know you remember him. It was WrestleMania between Shawn Michaels and John Cena. Me being the uneducated Mark. said if Shawn Michaels loses to John Cena at WrestleMania, I think it was in Detroit, I'm never gonna watch wrestling again. Sure enough, John Cena goes over, Shawn loses, I'm done. But that was the right call. You got to push younger talent. So, stupid me for not realizing that at the end. But obviously, we're more educated as far as wrestling fans now. But I'm just happy that I'm with you as well with the London crowd. They finally had some appreciation because it was not a mixed reaction. It was the majority, almost all of them were cheering him when he was out there. But the guy is just fantastic. But going on as far as like his reasoning for being out there, John Cena essentially pretty much made a pitch of WrestleMania being in London. Clearly, this is a response from WWE with AEW's as far as doing very well with All In London with the Wembley. They're likely going to get 80,000+ people in that stadium with no card. Getting closer to the event, they likely will sell out, I think. Because I expect them. They already established saying that their card for All In, their vision was better than Forbidden Door. So I cannot wait to see as far as their All In card. But going in, as far as continuing, Grayson Waller does interrupt. I'm not too familiar with Grayson Waller. Overall, the guy seemed very charismatic. He spoke well on the mic. He got a lot of heat from the crowd. He was getting booed. John Cena, I mean, his pitch, he made a pitch as far as having WrestleMania in Australia. I'm for WrestleMania being outside the U.S., especially because I know you brought this up, like the Double or Nothing crowd. Like, if these spoiled fucks don't want these events, put it somewhere else where these fans will appreciate it and where they'll be more lively and more active. So I'm for wherever the fuck outside the U.S. But
yeah, I'm totally for that. You know how I feel about it. You know, they're so starved outside of the United States for wrestling content to be showed, especially big time shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay to do a European tour, but how about you give them something like a Money in the Bank? Give them a Royal Rumble, give them a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or something. The crowds make the show. Let's be real. The performers can put on great matches, and we saw that during the pandemic. How just some performers can put on great matches, whether there's a crowd or not.
Mm-hmm.
But if let's take some of the bloodline things from the past pay-per-views, like when Jimmy kicked Roman. If you're not outside the United States and you don't have a crowd for it, it might not be the same. Now, maybe I'm being a little bit over dramatic when I say outside the United States, but I think it got a big reaction even with the Saudi crowd.
Oh yeah,
because they don't see it much, and you had a big time event happening, and not only did you have a big time event, but you had a big moment made in front of a crowd that star for that kind of content. Of course, they're going to appreciate it more than, I would say. I don't want to call us spoiled, but me being in New York, the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden, or even going a little bit around in the surrounding areas like New Jersey, I can see a lot of these events. We've had a lot of these events here. You being in Texas, you get a lot of these events. So we're not as appreciative, I don't think, as like the London crowd, because the London crowd, since they get it so sparsely, they're more active and motivated to go to the show and to be loud, because they don't know when they're going to get another one.
Yeah, they're more rabid. They look forward to it. Yeah,
and I think that, and to go on the Grayson Waller thing, I'm glad that they had Grayson Waller go out there, who's not from the United States. Give some props to his country. Say that they should have it there, because the man, he's pretty good in the ring. He's a better Miz, if I can say that, a much better Miz. Where the Miz is good on the mic, but his ring work is very, very safe. I think Grayson Waller is better both on the mic and in the ring. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him.
Like I said, I think while we're watching, I didn't know much about him, but from what I heard, he sounded very confident on the microphone. But he looks like he has definitely better than Austin Theory. I'll give him that. But I will. We'll move forward. Waller does attack John Cena from behind when he turned his back. John Cena does, as far as comeback, hit the AA. They chase out Grayson Waller, and good segment. People were very happy. They've come around on John Cena. And I think he was even surprised on the reaction he got, because he's used to the boos, but it's one of the things, like, you kind of don't appreciate something until it's gone, and it's just one of those things, like, he I'm happy to hear for him. Like, I used to hate John Cena, like I said, but I've come around him as well. I do appreciate him for what he's done, but he did go over too many times in my opinion. But still,
Oh yeah,
it's nice to see him. Yeah,
never should have gone over Wade Barrett in the Nexus when he
I
did.
agree with you.
That's the one time when I feel like, or no, I shouldn't say the one. That's one of the two times because I don't think he should have gone over the Wyatt family either. Those are the two times when I believe that they should have won. Bray Wyatt should have beaten him the first time, and I think that the Nexus should have beaten him because you could have made a bunch of stars, and instead you made nobody because John Cena didn't need the rub. He was already John Cena. But you know the classic line that he used when they suggested that they beat him. So yeah, no. But overall, I've always liked John Cena. It's kind of like the Roman Reigns kind of thing where, well, I told you why I like Roman Reigns, and I'm not going to go into the story here, but I've always had an affinity for Roman Reigns. And John Cena, I've liked since the Dr. Thugonomics. I didn't really like his new song, but I like that he, who he was and the way he spoke on the mic, even though he was made to be like Superman. And I do appreciate that he is one of the few wrestlers that once they turn face, never, ever, ever turn back. And that's hard to do. To maintain the crowd reactions that he did, not ever, ever having to turn, from being face. Yeah. Look at Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Look at The Rock. Look at Kurt Angle.
Look at Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Look at Macho Man Randy Savage. Look at Ric Flair. Look at Sting. You've had all of these people be bad and good and bad and good. When he was good, he never, ever, ever turned. So that's one of the things that I really appreciate about John Cena is that they stuck to their guns and they tried to do it with Roman. The shit didn't work and they had to turn him to the tribal chief. So you said, you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. And I'm glad that John Cena, even though I think that people appreciated him, is finally getting the universal cheers that he deserves. Yeah. Even when he hits the 5 moves of doom, you still pop for him.
I mean, he's a good guy too, man. With all the Make-A-Wish Foundation, as far as he does. The guys,
I don't know how he does it. That's amazing in itself. I could not go and see that many kids who are terminal.
Shit.
And and I mean, I'm not even being funny. When you go see them, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are terminal. And he still goes in with a smile on his face, makes their day, makes them feel good. And whatever emotions he has, he compartmentalizes them. And I guess he goes in his safe space when he's by himself. But what he does as a person is it's great. I like John Cena. I don't have a problem with him. I don't know why people hated him. Whatever. I think that he was a great wrestler. And he's a great ambassador for WWE.
Yeah, definitely. Same thing. I agree. Like, it's just overall good to see as far as like the UK crowd, because the UK crowd are usually, I think John Cena also said, like, as far as like WWE is very, very hesitant to bring like WrestleMania or these pay-per-views because they believe the crowd could hijack the show. But that's more on the booking. So yeah, but anyways,
here in the United States they hijack the shows.
Well, I mean,
how many times did they go to? Not lately, because they didn't. Lately, we haven't had to, or should I say, the crowd haven't had to. But how many times did WWE go places and all you heard was CM Punk?
True.
Come on, let's not use that hijacking bullshit or the night after WrestleMania crowd where they say, "Oh, this is the most unpredictable crowd." No. You just know that they're about to hijack the show, so you try to throw that out there as a disclaimer. Every crowd who wants to can hijack the show. Well, what about the what chance? That wasn't hijacking the show during segments. So come on.
Well, there is one person that's kind of hijacking. Who? You know who?
No, I don't know.
The fucking guy I hate the most in WWE.
Who's that?
Who? The clown champion? Seth Rollins?
I don't know who you're talking about, bro.
Oh my god, the song, the one that you kept singing every time he came out, bro. God damn. Anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, whoa, you want me to sing it? You want me to fucking sing it? All right. Anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
No, fuck you. No, fuck that. I'm moving on. Anyway, moving on to the next match. I mean, like I said, good for John Cena. I'm glad to see he's back. But moving on to the next match here, we had the women's ladder match. There was, before I get into that, I do want to go over the favorites. Io Sky was the -600 favorite. Becky was the second favorite at +400. Zoe at +800. I mean, it was such a wide gap in as far as the odds. But there was some rumblings of Charlotte Flair being as far as added on there. I think I sent you that, but that came from like a bad source. But anyway, getting as far as into it, overall they pretty much focus on the main storylines where they had Zoe Stark and Trish going up against Becky. Also with the Bailey and Io, kind of like the God, I feel like I'm gonna screw up, like saying Judgment Day instead of Damage Control. Like, what's
you gonna do the same thing?
But, yeah.
Bailey of Judgment Day.
Yeah, but Io was the favorite going in. I feel like I really didn't want to see Charlotte in this stupid match, but I will say, and I know you want to point this out as well. I do have a graphic with the Becky, Trish, and Zoe arc. They had that one spot where they had the ladder going against the announce table to the ring, and Trish just took some horrible bumps. Like there were some unnecessary bumps that she took, especially on the ladder. There was that manhandle slam on the ladder. There's just, I don't understand why they're doing this.
I kind of do. I think I do. Because remember when she was here with wrestling, she didn't get to do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff is not things that women were doing when they were divas or the old women's champion. So I can understand, like, she's getting off on this. If you ask me, I remember I watched when she was doing this whole police show when they had the WWE stars, and she took the taser and I want to say she looked like she had an orgasm taking that taser shot.
You gotta show me that, bro.
We'll look it up. But yes, so it seems like she likes doing that kind of stuff. You know, like some of them, like Daniel Bryan likes getting chopped.
Yeah.
I think that some of them just like going through that, and I think that she's having a ball being able to do a bunch of the things, even at her age, that she wasn't able to do because the women were in bra and panties matching the fucking stupid mud matches and pillow fights and dumb shit like that. So I'm happy for her. If that's what she wants to do and she's doing it, then I'm happy for her, because Zoe took a gnarly, what was that, Canadian Destroyer from Zelina Vega, and I was just like,
I have a graphic for those who want to see what D's talking about. But I mean, what I'm trying to say, like, Trish is in her mid to late 40s. They got, I mean, respect to her. I guess she wants to do these high spots, but I mean, WWE they need to do a better job of protecting her. Like, say no to some of these spots. Like, nah, that's not a good idea. Let's try to, like, we still got to, like, play this out at SummerSlam, but
like AEW's doing this thing.
Oh my God, that's another conversation. Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
But Io, she had a lot of high spots. The Jeans in the Sky was her as far as nickname in NXT, but man, it really showed in here for sure. There, and I do have the spot with Zoe Stark taking that power bomb from the top of the ladder from Zelina Vega. I don't know why she would agree to take this, especially from Zelina. You're pretty much putting your body on the line with Zelina in her hands. I don't know why she would do this. I guess
Zelina's safe. Zelina's safe, so
I don't know that she kind of. I mean, she was kind of gingerly trying to get her over, but or do the Canadian Destroyer off the ladder, but it just did not look good. I just don't know why she would agree to that. But anyway, there was, as far as there was a Genius of the Sky, there was a Genius of the Ground movement where earlier, I forgot to mention this, Bailey and Io were trying to handcuff Becky to the
Zoe Stark and Trish.
Oh, was it Zoe Stark?
No, it was Zoe Stark.
My bad.
Yeah, it was Zoe Stark and Trish that were trying to handcuff her.
She was handcuffed to one.
I have a rant.
Oh, I know you're gonna get that. I'll finish this up and I'll let you get your rant. She had it latched on one arm, and I know exactly what you're gonna bring up. She tied it to Bailey in between the ladders. I have the visual of that. That allows Io to climb the ladder, get the briefcase and the Money in the Bank. As far as she wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, she is your victor. But I do have a picture also with Bailey and Becky pouting.
Becky looks so disgusted.
She looks so bad, but I do have that. But Io did win the match. But go on with your rant.
I hate that they made Becky look so damn stupid. Why, if you have the handcuffs tied, it's already cuffed to one arm, and you have complete control over it. You don't have a key, but you have complete control over the handcuffs. Why wouldn't you just handcuff the other one to your arm so that they can't handcuff you to anything else? Why? She stayed that way for a good portion of the match. She wasn't using it as a weapon. She wasn't doing anything with it except for that stupid part where she had it in Bailey's mouth, where Bailey is fighting to keep it in her mouth. It looked awful. They should have never used those handcuffs like that because it made Becky just look completely idiotic. If you handcuff the other side to your arm, what can they handcuff you to? What can they put? The only thing that they could have done, which might have been kind of smart, would be to put the loop from the handcuffs underneath the ladder so that now she can't, lift it up or anything like that. But she kept it the whole time just to get handcuffed to Bailey. It's just not. I don't know.
I mean,
that was irritating to watch. Don't tell me you understand.
No. I get you. Like, it did make sense as far as her to put on the same arm, but obviously that would erase the spot here with the
ending. Yes. Yeah. Then they should have done it right before the ending.
I guess.
Don't have her wrestle for like another 5-10 minutes with the handcuff on her arm, not thinking to herself, you know what? Somebody might handcuff me to the rope, to a chair, to the barricade, to something where I can't get away from. If it's handcuffed to the same arm that the other side is already handcuffed to, then you don't have to worry about it because now you're handcuffed to your fucking self. You still have both arms, you have both feet, and now you have a handcuff around there. Take it in hand. I don't know what they could have probably done something else with it, but the way that they made her just have the handcuff loose all that time, it just didn't make sense to me.
It was stupid, yeah, and I get you, but nonetheless, Io is your winner.
But that's a great finish. I did like the finish though overall with the handcuff spot itself was great to see. Like, and also, why did Bailey go through the ladder to try to knock Becky off? It looked so like for me, I like spontaneity in my wrestling. I want it to look like a real fight. It looked like they were trying to do that spot. So I think that's also where I get to the because there was no reason for Bailey to stick her whole body through the ladder to knock Becky off. Like it seemed overbooked. That part was just overbooked for no reason.
I think they were just trying to be cute with some of the spots there, but ultimately, I'm happy that WWE is pushing new contenders. I'm just tired of seeing fucking Charlotte Flair and like any of these
I'm with you
over and over. Like just push new talent. Like God, Jesus, but
Ric Flair, Randy Orton, John Cena, Triple H. They all had these title reigns. They might have a lot of title reigns, but they happened over the course of a lot of years. Charlotte's only been in what? She's been in WWE maybe 8 years, 10, close to 10. How is she already at 14? How have you lost that many damn times
they wanted WWE Original to pad up those stats, and it's so stupid.
I don't have a problem with that, but she's lost a lot.
Yeah.
Because remember, in order to get 14 title reigns, that means you had to have lost 13 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now she doesn't have the title, so she's won at 14 and lost 14. You're a loser, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, using my word of the day, that loser.
Yeah, you can get it back, yes. Yeah. But you keep losing it. What makes you great if you keep losing the title over and over and over? I remember that first time when her and Sasha Banks swapped that shit at least 3-4 times.
Oh my God.
And I think that I'm short. I'm sure that I'm miscounting on the low end. So yeah, no, I don't need to see Charlotte. As much as I like Charlotte, Charlotte is one of my favorite wrestlers. I think she's the most athletic woman in WWE besides Bianca Belair. I think that her moves are great. I think she's great on the mic. I love her personality. I love that she's just a dick and doesn't care. But she's kind of like, to me, with other people, you get tired of seeing them in the title picture.
Yeah, like do something
because it's almost like a foregone conclusion when she's in the title picture that she's probably gonna win it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm tired of seeing her on the freaking title picture all the time, but good on Io for sure. Hopefully they do something with her, and I mean, she's good to look at. She's a fantastic worker too, so good luck to her. Anyway, moving on to the next match, we have Seth Rollins going up against Finn Balor for the heavyweight championship. This is the new worker man title. Seth Rollins was the minus 3,000 favorite, going against Finn being at plus 800. Oh, here we go. Now, before you get into your song, I will give Seth props. Like, okay, Seth looked like a rock star coming out in that outfit. Dude, he looked like $1 million. Why does he not come out like this more dressed? I have visual of him as far as with his shades. It looked like Oakley's. this
leather
nice
jacket,
leather
yeah.
jacket, the gold trunks, and the belt around his waist. He looked like a fucking rock star. So I will give him that.
And when he came out, I did give you credit too. I said, now this is the look he should have.
Yeah.
If you remember while we were watching, I was like, this is a look. He looks like, just like when I talked about the Kessler, the way he came out in the Anarchy in the Arena. There's something about that leather jacket look, especially when Seth has the title underneath and the glasses on. Is you just look like money, and that's how you want your champion to look, like money. And I do get the outfits where you're saying where he look, because sometimes it does come off like a little bit clownish to me as well, even though I really like Seth Rollins and I have those rose tinted glasses on. But I think that, like you said, he that his outfit at Money in the Bank was on point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He looked like a formidable champ as compared to a chump. But Finn also looked good. I mean, Finn is fantastic. I love this look. Purple's fire, brother. I love purple. Go Ravens. Match was fine.
Shout out to you, Def, on that purple. Shout out to you, Def.
Oh yeah, go Vikings. Yeah, the match was fine. I don't remember the match too well. I think I talked to you earlier. Like, what happened in this match? I don't recall too well. I feel like Finn Balor was kind of dominating late in the match, but I think they were working his ribs.
Seth came out with the rib tape on. Finn was going after the ribs a lot, and Damian Priest came out towards the end with the briefcase and distracted Finn Balor.
Yeah, Damian did show up as far as close to the end of the match with the briefcase. He was a distraction. He definitely distracted both Seth and Finn, but I'll get to that in a second with a bit of a rant. But Damian did show up as far as with his new briefcase. Fans were calling Priest to cash in, but he decided to sit ringside instead. There was a spot like where Finn was, just coup de grace the shit out of Seth for a while. Like I don't know, I forgot how many stomps he did, maybe 4 or 5. But there was the finish where Finn goes up to the corner, Damian gets up, pauses, Finn looks at him, and tells him, "What are you doing?" And he distracts Finn Balor. Finn Balor misses the coup de grace. Seth Rollins does the curve stomp. Seth Rollins retains. Like, what? What are you doing, bro? Fuck Damian. Honestly, I don't know what the hell that was. That made no fucking sense to me, honestly. If anything, he should have just waited for the pin and then kind of run in Finn Balor. That would make more sense. But I don't know what he was doing. At the end, Finn was pretty pissed at Damian for distracting him, and he cost him the match. I don't blame Finn if he kicks out Damian Priest out of fucking Judgment Day. A turn is likely coming, but I was like, what the I was baffled by this shit, bro. I could not believe why Damian got up and distracted Finn. Finn had the match won, but this made no fucking sense to me overall. But
I want to say I think it was more so from what happened on that prior Raw when Damian Priest had a title shot against Seth and Finn Balor came out. See, that played a big part in it too.
But that just creates a distinction as far as the breakup in the Judgment Day, and I just
it's Punishment Martinez doing Punishment Martinez shit.
Dumb, dude, just dumb. But overall, Seth won. I don't know what's next for him. Like I said, I did as far as bring up earlier that Cody did come out to Seth. He was trying to accept his open challenge, but then Brock Lesnar intercepted Cody, and Cody just forgot about Seth and just ran after fucking Brock Lesnar. I don't know what kind of sane man would try to run after Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar had this look at him like, this dumbass is so stupid. Like, who the fuck runs at Brock Lesnar? But anyway.
What doesn't make sense to me is how many times people take their eye off the ball. I don't care what you're doing. If I'm in a championship match, you could get up there and wave your arms and call my name, and I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. How do these focused wrestlers get so distracted by something? It's like if you put a pretty light in front of them, they're like, ooh, pretty lights. What are those pretty lights over there? Like, bro, why are you paying attention to somebody who has nothing to do with the match? I can understand if he got in the ring. He's standing outside. You can say Damian Priest. I was about to call him Damian Martinez. You can say Damian Priest cost him the match. No, Finn cost himself the match because he was paying attention to some shit he didn't have to pay attention to. Damian Priest did not do anything except stand up with his briefcase. That's it. All you do is you deliver a coup de grace, you wrap him up. If he wants to come in and challenge you, you run with your title. No, instead, he wants to sit there, look at him, and ask him what he's doing. He's standing up, you fucking idiot. That's what he's doing. He stands outside the ring where you having matches all the time. Why is it now some big ass fucking deal that he's standing up outside the ring? No, Finn Balor was an idiot. That was Finn Balor's fault. I don't care about Finn Balor losing the championship if that's the way he's gonna do shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's your stable mate. If he's standing up, why are you worried?
That's the part that baffled me. I don't like that's your fellow member. You distract. Like I guess he was waiting for Finn to hit the coup de grace and then probably throw Finn Balor out and cash in the money back. But still, you have to announce that you're cashing in. So this didn't make any fucking sense to me. But anyway.
That was Finn Balor taking his eye off the championship.
Yeah, Finn Balor's also a fucking geek. What a nerd. What a loser. Anyway.
You know what? And one more rant about Finn Balor, because I like Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, whatever you want to call him. Can I ask one simple question and maybe you... Sure. And because I'm glad that they ended this stupid ass fucking gimmick. He used to come out as the demon, remember? The demon Finn Balor?
Yeah.
If you have a title match, right? And the demon persona is supposed to pump you up, which with Finn Balor, all he did was put on face paint and do the same fucking moves. It's not like he got any more aggressive or did anything different. He was just Finn Balor with face paint. But that aside, if that's supposed to be your alter ego who you call out in times of need when you really need that extra bump, and they have different music for you and you coming out with all of these tassels on and shit, why wouldn't you use that every time you had a title match?
I mean, good question. His record's pretty damn good as Demon Balor.
Exactly. Yeah. So why wouldn't you, if you have a title match, why wouldn't you just use the Demon Finn Balor and win the title? It made no sense whatsoever.
Stupid heel, I guess.
I just had to throw that out there. Sorry, I've been holding that one back for a long time. You're good,
man. Listen, I thought this fucking at the end of this program here was stupid, but
he ain't been the same since NXT. Yeah. Well, excuse me, since Seth Rollins hurt him when he first won the Universal title. He has not been the same.
So me and D did as far as predict Seth Rollins would go over, and we were right on this, but yeah, we both lost in my opinion. Anyway, moving on to the main event, we did have as far as the Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa going up against the Usos in the Bloodline Civil War. Dude,
day one, down sense.
I mean, going into this match, we were split. This is the one match we did split. I originally did I think I picked the Usos, and then I kind of forgot. That's how brain dead. That's how like jacked up I was with his illness. But you did remind me that I picked the Usos. You went with Solo and Roman. Mm-hmm. Roman had a ton of heat in this match. He was definitely hearing it from London, and I think it was the part where I think Roman was ranting like these are stupid people, like the stupid like people were like London was chanting, if you hate Roman Reigns, stand up. And everybody stood up, and Roman sat down near ringside. I don't know if you saw that or caught that part, but that was just great. Like London was just fantastic. But shout out to the Usos, man. The Usos are just fantastic workers, man. They really brought on this one. Overall, if you have time, watch the entire match. But if you want to get the gist of the match, just watch the last 6 minutes, and you'll get the majority as far as what happened in the storyline. Because the last 5-6 minutes were for sure worth watching if you have time for it. But there was, as far as the double combo spot with Roman and Solo Sikoa, it was the Simone Spike with the spear. That was a sick combo.
It really looked good.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they had, as far as this little part, I can't remember what they did to Jimmy, but I know Jay they laid out. They stacked both of them on top of each other. This was a callback to WrestleMania where they had Edge and Bryan Danielson as far as cover, and Roman pinned both of them.
And which was crazy is that they showed that clip and had Daniel Bryan right there being pinned, being stacked. They didn't show Edge's face, but they damn sure showed Daniel Bryan at the time getting stacked by Roman. I thought that was actually funny. Nice little shot at AEW.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely kind of wink at them, but there's like, yeah, you can have our loser. But ultimately, the fans, crowd was definitely calling BS on this one, thinking this was the finish. Because they were chanting, they were very vocal. They were not happy with the finish. Because I thought that was going to be the finish too. But it ended up as far as being a false finish. Because both the Usos kicked out. Man, that was the pop of the night. The fans lost their shit when they figured out this was a false finish. And then the look on Roman. Like, just the disbelief. The two of them just could not believe that both Usos kicked out. Roman was so good in this, man. His facial reactions were so good. Solo wasn't wasting time. He just kind of got up and tried to beat up the Usos. He was trying to like get Roman like, come on, let's go, let's finish this. There is a spot where Solo put Jimmy out on the announce table. Try to do as far as like a high spot.
A splash off.
Yeah, like splash off the
barricade.
barricade. He misses. He's kind of laid out for a little bit outside, and then we have a back and forth. And I know you remember this here, where Jay super kicks Roman. Roman gets backed up into the ropes, and he propels himself into a spear onto Jay. He covers Jay, and then we try to get the finish. We'll try to get as far as a false finish here. The 1, 2, before 3, Jay hurls his arm up, but he also low blows inadvertently Roman at the same time. And Roman's selling job was fantastic, bro. That
was such a great callback,
dude.
That was such a great callback.
Yeah, and D's talking about as far as the callback when Roman did the same thing to Jay, so that definitely was a callback to that. But just back and forth, man. Roman just his selling was just so good, like I said. But
he's up there with Brock Lesnar at this point.
Oh yeah, but Brock turns purple sometimes, but. His reactions were priceless. Overall, the ending, get into that, the finish. The Usos do a super kick Roman. Jay hits as far as a frog splash from the top. Pins Roman. 1, 2, 3. Roman is pinned. He has not lost. Last time he lost was in 2019 against Baron Corbin, I believe. But Jay is the one that gets the pin here.
But no, not lost. Pinned.
Pinned, yes.
He lost to Seth Rollins. I keep trying to tell you that.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, anyway, officially, but anyway, that's as far as pinned.
He did officially lose to Seth Rollins.
Well, okay, he got pinned, but Seth didn't pin him, so.
I don't care. Win is a win.
My God. Anyway, just as far unbelievable finish. The crowd was just, like, lost their shit. They could not. I couldn't believe. Us? Yeah, we could not believe that Roman got pinned. We thought Solo was going to eat the pin, but D did lose that one. That was kind of like.
I didn't think that either one of them was going to eat the pin. I thought that they were going to win and keep the feud going a little bit more, saying that we pinned you and go on and keep talking shit. I was pleasantly surprised that the Usos won. Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, but good. I'm happy for the Usos, man. At least they get there as far as their moment in the sun. But I will sort of say this, man. It's sad. They're probably one of the best. You can make an argument that they're the best tag team in the world, or not one of the best. The other ones you can make as far as argument for FTR. The one specifically I'm talking about is the Young Bucks. It's just so sad we'll never get that dream match between the Usos and the Young Bucks. And I would just love to see that, but I don't think that'll ever happen, unfortunately.
Hey, you can't leave out the New Day, bro.
Okay,
you
anyway.
Can't leave out the New Day as one of the best tag teams. You can try to gloss over that if you want to, but the New Day and the Usos had some great rivalries. And I'm talking about it doesn't matter which two you want to take from the New Day, because they did the whole round robin kind of thing where any one of them could fight, but. Don't leave the New Day out of one of the best tag teams in the world too.
I mean,
they were up there, bro.
You can also make an argument for FTR. Fuck it, man.
I'm not saying
fair four-way, brother. Usos, FTR.
That's what I'm saying. I think that they're up there with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking the FTR and the Young Bucks out because they are two of the best tag teams in the world right now. FTR probably the best tag team in the world right now.
I mean, wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason that I say that like that is because God rest his soul, but. The Briscoe, Jimmy Briscoe, Jay Briscoe. I'm sorry, Jimmy Briscoe. Jay Briscoe passed away because they were up there as one of the best tag teams too. But when you're gonna put people on that level, the New Day and the Usos, some great rivalries, bro. Some great rivalries.
But I did. Unfortunately, I don't have the graphic where the Young Bucks wanted to wrestle the Usos and kind of break the Super Kick Party record as far as how many super kicks they can throw in a match.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, to be over under, I'll put it at 25.
I think that's low.
You might be right.
I think that's really low.
But I do have, as far as the last graphic here, I do have with Roman here. As far as what's next for him, it's I think the Jay pinning Roman will probably set up a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't know how they're gonna do that as far as go singles. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jimmy with Solo. Maybe I don't know, but I don't know. I guess that's a big loss for Roman. especially losing to
Yeah,
as far as his cousins. But I'm glad he put his cousins over. That's good for them. And this will
and not
continue
just that,
the storyline for sure.
but if you remember the very beginning of the match, Solo wasn't too keen to tag out.
Oh yeah,
He did not look happy when Roman made him tag out in the beginning.
is that the end game?
I I don't know. I honestly, at this point, I thought Cody was the end game for this title run. So
Oh,
I can't call it, bro. Right now, I'm just along for the ride. I'm just here to see what happens with the story. I'm done trying to guess what they're gonna do with this. Because I wasn't expecting the Jimmy super kick, at Night of Champions. I wasn't expecting Jay to pin Roman right now. So what they're doing is kind of good. Do I dare say great? This is still one of the most compelling stories, and we're 3.5 years in.
yeah.
So and people wanted to say, and I was one of them, that Sammy, he brought the relevancy back to it, which he did, but it's still going very, very strong, even with him doing his own thing. So this is just one of those great storylines that come along once in a generation, and I'm happy that I'm here for it. It's kind of like the NWO story, like when it first started, it was like one of those storylines where you're just like, wow. Or DX, you're just like, wow. This is one of those stories where I'm just like, wow, where I tell you every week, I can't wait till Friday just so I can see what happens.
Oh yeah, SmackDown, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is for sure one of the best storylines that WWE's had. Brian Alvarez did say this on Wrestling Observer. He said this is probably one of the best, if not the best. And that really serves him as far as some conversation because, I mean, I think WWE's best storyline of all time is Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold. But man, like we're still not done with the storyline, so we'll see where it goes. But this is some compelling TV for sure. This has turned into must-watch TV, and it lit WWE on fire because WWE has not been this hot in a long time.
The beauty of wrestling is all subjective.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of it.
But overall, just great pay-per-view. It was fantastic. I did as far as enjoyed it. I did have a conversation with D as far as it saying was it better than Forbidden Door, and D kind of let me have it there. So I
wouldn't say I let you have it. Was it great? Do I think that this is a great pay-per-view? Yes. Did I enjoy the matches on Forbidden Door a little bit more? Yes. Like when the Daniel Bryanson and Okada and Ospreay, Ospreay Omega, then you had the Fatal 4-Way. Those 3 matches alone for me are just were worth the price of admission. And that's not included, we're not even adding in the Kojima Punk match. But if you're looking at the card up and down and the matches that were on the card and how they performed, Money in the Bank was a great pay-per-view.
Oh, it was great, yeah.
Great. I enjoyed it immensely from beginning to end.
It was almost as good as WrestleMania Night 1, in my opinion. But yeah, true. You made the point that like Forbidden Door had just the more solid matches, and it had the match of the night for sure as well. But the Usos main event, the Civil War between Roman, Solo, and the Usos, great match. But the last 6 minutes, I think, is really what's worth watching. Will Ospreay and Omega, that entire match was fucking phenomenal. I mean,
yeah, I think the moment of the night was obviously Shayna turning on Ronda and fucking up your lock of the night. I mean,
fuck Shayna,
that was the moment of both pay-per-views right there.
Fuck her and her thin ass hair. But anyway, go
on to say Shayna's a beast.
Oh,
don't hate.
You know what? Okay, Shayna, I did like she was a monster in NXT, but we'll definitely move forward.
If we're getting that Shayna back, whoo!
Oh man, she's gonna kill these blows, dude.
Could you imagine that Shayna versus Asuka versus Bianca versus Charlotte versus Becky? Not this one where they have her losing in stupid ways. I'm talking about the just animal Shayna.
Wait, you said that Charlotte in there?
Yeah, I threw Charlotte in there.
Charlotte.
I mean, you can but I still want to see the match. I want to see that aggressive Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, versus all of those women. Because she should be a champion. I would love to see her versus Rhea. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That match would be must see.
I think Rhea's the one that dethroned or kicked out Shayna, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Oh my god, yeah, I definitely want to see that for sure. But we'll get in as far as the recap, as far as the predictions. I do have this Excel spreadsheet that Dee did send me. Beautiful work here,
You're just reveling in me being under 50%. I get it, bro.
dude.
I had a bad
It
night.
was a bad night overall. Like we had some of the favorites didn't hit, but the Usos pick did save me. I think we're 2 for 2. I think you took Night of Champions. I took Double or Nothing, and then you took Forbidden Door, and then I took Money in the Bank. So we're 2 for 2 at the moment. But we'll keep track of these. Anyway, but just man, it's just I honestly I feel like I lost because of the lock between Shayna and Ronda. Anyway, I'm done. Any final thoughts before you send us home, D?
Nah, I just thought that this was an A1 pay-per-view. I didn't think it was gonna be this good. Even the low matches on the card were good. When you look at Gunther and Riddle, where you're just like, this is a thrown in there kind of match. It was still very compelling and interesting to watch. I mean, the Money in the Bank's generally very good. Oh, one thing that I did forget to mention, and I don't know if you mentioned it, but the pop that Pete Dunne and Shinsuke Nakamura got were fantastic. At that point, you knew this crowd was hot. And they, if you notice, they were two of the only ones in that match that got a full entrance all the way to the ring. Everybody else, once they got to the ladder that was in the entrance ray, somebody else's music started like, yeah, hurry your ass up and get in the ring. We don't care about you. And I thought that was very interesting. But overall, I think the pay-per-view was great. I think that the Bloodline story is just one of the best stories in wrestling. Probably, I don't want to say ever because I can't make that determination. But I will say, for me, in the past 10 years, outside of maybe the Punk pipe bomb, I think this is one of the most compelling stories that I'm really into. Maybe the FTR Briscoes, their trilogy of matches, because I was really into that one. But other than that, I will say that the Bloodline is amazing. The women's ladder match and watching Trish finally get to live, what she wanted to. Is just a beautiful thing. I wish that Beth Phoenix could have gotten that same kind of thing where she was able to do these matches. But overall, I must say that the pay-per-view was I think it was A1. And if you want to be A1, why don't you just leave us a like, a subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know how we did, let us know if there's anything that we could change or do better. And if you get a chance, make sure you watch this pay-per-view and you won't be disappointed. All right. You guys have a great night, right?
Later, guys.